All right, welcome back in. Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920, the Jersey, 609-919-9200. We're going to give away a pair of Temple football tickets to see the Owls play ECU later on in the show. If the Owls win, well, they'll be American Athletic Conference Eastern Division champions for the second year in a row, and they'll be going to the AAC championship game, trying to make up for what happened last year in Houston. And now joining us is a special story and a really special player, and that's defensive end Haason Reddick, who joins us right now on the Zach Gelb Show on Fox Sports 920, the Jersey. Haason, appreciate a few minutes, and how are you?
No problem. Thank you for calling.
Well, thank you for coming on. So, Haason, your story is something that you would see in a movie, let's say. You're a walk-on player at Temple, and then you become a scholarship player in the spring, and now you're the leader for tackles for loss in the nation. Just take me through your journey, because it's a fascinating one.
Basically, I started off with high school. My junior and my senior year of high school, I basically had 2 season injuries, one each year. And then from there, it was figuring out, where I was going, what I was going to do. What was the next thing for me? I didn't know that I could play college ball without having a scholarship. So I sent in my application for Temple just to get accepted so I could go to college, try to get a degree. Once I was here, my father and I, we found out that we had a friend from back home who was on the coaching staff, Francis Brown, and he got me on as a preferred walk-on. And then since then, everything's just been clicking. I started off playing DB, then I went to linebacker, and then I went to defensive end, which I play right now. So basically the thing was just gaining weight. Everybody always knew that I was a good player. We just had to find somewhere to put me on the field. DM, for the type of scheme that we run, DM was the best fit. So I came in at 185. Eventually shot up to 210, 215. Then I shot up to 225 last season, and then this year been between 235 and 240.
It's absolutely amazing. And like you said, you played 3 positions at Temple, and now you're dominating at the defensive end. You were a running back in high school. When did Haason Reddick know that, hey, I could play football at the Division I level and play pretty darn good?
I always knew that I could play football, I always felt like I was a good player. Always felt like I was D1, a Division I caliber player. It was just the fact that I had 2 injuries my last 2 years in high school, so I didn't really get to show people what I could do. But once I was fully healed and I walked on from there, the plan that I had set was just to come in, keep working, show people what I could do. Eventually, hard work gets noticed. My hard work got noticed, got on the field, and since I've been on the field, I've been valuable. I've been somebody who had a lot to offer as a football player, and that's the thing, and just kept going from there.
And I know at Temple, you have some of the most lethal practices day in and day out. It's a very competitive nature, and that offense makes a defense better in practice, and it goes the same way. Your defense makes that offense better. But as someone that originally didn't even know it was possible to play college football without a scholarship, to finally get that scholarship in the spring, just take me through those emotions the day you found out, hey, I'm going to be a scholarship player at Temple University.
The emotion was just happiness, It was gratifying to know that the coaching staff believed in me, and they felt like I was somebody who should be on scholarship. Ultimately, it just helped out my parents, my mom, so she wouldn't have to keep coming out of pocket and pay for school while I was playing football, and that was just it. The most thing was being happy. I was just grateful and thankful and blessed. I felt blessed that I was given the opportunity to be on scholarship and, not have to come out of pocket for this last year.
Now, last year when I was broadcasting your games, people thought I was legitimately obsessed with you because I would always say each and every play, Haason, man, this guy is the most underrated player on this defense with a dominant season Temple had last year. Did you anticipate this breakout season this year? Because you're really having a sensational season.
The thing was just getting better each year, developing each year, figuring out what I could do better that I didn't do as well as I did last year. And that's basically been the whole thing for me. Once I got on the field, it's okay. I'm good at this, but what can I do to get better and make myself a better player? this season, the approach I took after the season I had last year, I understood that I was a good player. My thing was, how can I change myself into a great player? And basically, like everybody says, it starts with practice. And what I did with practice was each week, and which I'm continuing to do now, each week I focus on something that I didn't do the week before, something that I didn't think I did the week before, something that I didn't think I did well the week before, I focus on for the next week. So basically, if it's a 12-game season, each week I'm working on 12, 1 week at a time, I'm working on 12 things that I can get better at and make myself a better overall player.
Haason Reddick with us right now on the Zach Gelb Show. Last year you had so many good defensive leaders on that team, and you have them again this year, you being one of those defensive leaders along with Avery Williams. But let's look at a player like Tyler Medikevich. He didn't have 1,000 offers to go play Division I football. Just being able to see the success Tyler had last year, winning the defensive player in the country, how much were you able to just learn from Tyler? Because you do have a similar story where not too many people believed in you, and then at the end of the day, you show those critics they were wrong.
Basically, what you can learn from a guy like Tyler, a guy like me, is that, the highly recruited players aren't always the best players, and not saying anything bad about people or players that are highly recruited, but it just shows that some guys that aren't highly recruited, they're just natural ball players. Tyler, he's a natural ball player. He got great instinct, great football ability. That's something that's what I learned from Tyler, is that, from a natural ball player, I got the instinct, I got the skill set. How could I be denied? Guys like Tyler and I, you can't deny it. It's something that's undeniable. And then it just shows you the work ethic. Not being highly recruited, you always carry it or hold a chip on your shoulder, and you want to show people. And that just brings the work ethic out of you. You continue to work hard and grind and mold yourself until you are what you want to become.
Last year, you guys got really close to the ultimate goal. You were in that American Athletic Conference championship game, but were not able to win it. I know you guys have that slogan, greatness doesn't quit, this year. How much was the motivation last year to really come and correct that wrong? And you guys are so close to getting back to that American Athletic Conference championship game. So just talk about that motivation.
It's something that's been heavily on our mind. We set goals. The goal from last year is the same. That was the same for this year, and that was to go out there, get back to the conference championship, and this year win it. That's simply it. Right now, we control our own destiny. Everything lies in our hands. We got to capitalize on this game right here, and then conference championship will come. And once that comes, we got to do. We got to continue the process, continue to do what we're doing, and that's practicing hard during the week, preparing properly, and then when it's time to go on game day, it's just doing what you did all week, what you prepared to do.
Haason, you guys got off to a slow start this year. You were 1-2 after 3 games. How'd you guys turn this thing around?
Just basically the seniors demanded more out of everybody. I remember in the beginning of the year, Coach Snow, he was saying to us that even though, guys like Tyler, Tavon, and Matt Ioannidis had left on the defense, he was saying that we were a better defense, that we will be. Once we got it together, that we will be a better defense than we were last year. We're faster. We are more athletic. So the thing was just the seniors demanding more out of the young guys. We have a lot of young guys that play, and it came a long way. They did what we asked them to do. We worked with them, and everything's gotten better.
Haason Reddick wrapping up with him on the Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920, The Jersey, and it's really inspirational to see. And I know injuries are part of football, but you guys are playing like warriors. Avery Williams hurt. You're hurt. It was questionable if you were going to play last week, but you suited up. So how are you feeling from a health standpoint? Because I know your health was in question last week.
It's football, man. Like, this is football. The tough guys survive. Everybody coming down to the end of the season, everybody's beat up. It's who really wants it more, and by wanting it more, if that means coming in during the week and getting extra treatment 2 to 3 times a day, that's what you got to do. And that's basically what we do here, especially older guys. We understand that we've been through the system for a long time. Our bodies are a little banged up. So the thing is getting treatment. We just continue to get treatment, resting when we have the time to rest. And that means focusing on preparing. If that means if you got time to, when we're not hitting, being in the film room to continue to prepare, then that's what it means. Then that's what we have to do. And that's just basically what we're focusing on, resting when we have to, getting treatment, and that way on game day we can be as close to 100% as possible and play our best football.
You've been here since the start of the Matt Rule era, and he came in and he started talking about bringing a championship to Temple University. Matt's done an exceptional job at Temple, really brought in a lot of good members on that staff. We talked about Fran Brown, Phil Snow, Elijah Robinson, Mike Saravo. When did you realize, though, that this could be a reality, that, hey, what Matt is setting the bar really high, we could obtain that level of success? Because in years past, people didn't expect this success from a Temple football team.
Yeah, I basically realized it the year after we went 2-10. The first year we went 2-10. They came in and they told us they laid out the map. They told us how it would be. From a defensive standpoint, I remember Coach Rule and Coach Snow saying, this is going to be a hard defense to learn. But once we learn it, once you guys understand what you have to do, things are going to get better. And and they were completely right. The first year we went 2-10, defense wasn't that great. Everybody didn't really understand what they had to do. The next year we went 6-6. It got better. Then the next year after that, we went 10-4. So after the 2-10 season, once I seen that we went 6-6, that's when I believed. I said, okay. And then the 10-4 season just added more belief to it. It's like, okay, these guys, they know what they're talking about. It hasn't been a situation yet where the coaches hasn't said, look, this is how it's going to be. No matter if it's a game or the season, this is how it's going to be, and this is how it's going to work out. Like I said earlier, Coach Snow said, the defense, once we got things clicking, that we would be better than last year's defense. And as of right now, I don't know if anybody knows this, but as of right now, as top 3 defense right now. And I'm just speaking from a defensive standpoint because I'm on defense.
But, no doubt about that. And you're right, because this has been a team that really reflects the city. You guys are blue-collar, you're hardworking, you show up, and you guys don't have 5-star recruits on your team, and you're able to be in that top 5 in terms of total defense. So that's why it's such a fun team to watch. But let's just real quickly, before we let you run, as we're talking to Haason Reddick, talk about the opponent coming in, because they're 0-5 on the road this year, 3-8 overall, but you guys always have high praise for your opponent. So tell me a little bit about that ECU offense. The offense is great. Their record really doesn't reflect how good they are. I would say that. Their record really doesn't reflect how good they are. They put up a lot of points. They average a lot of points. They put up points, and they put up a lot of yards. So no matter what their record says, their offense is actually good. And I'm glad that the offense is good. I'm glad that they're an offense that puts up a lot of points, and that they put up a lot of yards. That proposes a great challenge for the defense, and that allows us to go out there, and show who we are and why we are a top 3 defense. If we hold them, if we minimize the points that they've been putting up on other opponents and minimize the yards, it just gives us that opportunity to show everybody who we are time and time again. I know you're focused on the game on Saturday, and that's the utmost important, but this is a great time of the year. You got college football in full swing, winding down. You got the NFL teams trying to get into the playoffs, and you also got a lot of food and family with Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. So take me in. I know you're not this big guy. You're more of a speedster. I get it. You're not the traditional defensive lineman, but what's going to be Thanksgiving like, and what are going to be some things that you're eating on Thursday?
Oh, man, I can't wait for Thanksgiving. I'm going back home, see my mother. I know she's going to throw down in the kitchen. She spends a lot of time in the kitchen on Thanksgiving, but I'll probably be eating roast, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top, cornbread with the sweet butter, probably some Hawaiian rolls. I can't wait.
Well, I'll tell you this, Haason, and I'm giving you an order. This is like Phil Snow talking to you right now. I expect a leftover plate Saturday at the Link. Best of luck and appreciate the time, Haason.
All right, got you, man. Have a blessed Thanksgiving.
You too. There's Haason Reddick of the Temple football team. He must have been walking down the wind tunnel of Broad Street a few times, that cell phone, man. A lot of wind going on. It's very windy out right now, but that's perfect football weather, unless if you're a kicker. Those Temple defensive players must love this win right now. This is the Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920, the Jersey. There you hear it from Haason Reddick, top 5 defense in the nation. And that's a Temple team led by Matt Rule, who's done a sensational job ever since taking over the Temple Owls. This is the Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920, the Jersey. Hour number 1, put it in the books. In the words of Howie Rose, we're coming back with hour number 2. Mike Westhoff going to join us at 5:15. And coming up next, yes, it's a Tuesday. I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because of Thanksgiving. So we have to go a little bit of an audible, a 2-minute drill. I'll give you NFL picks for the Thursday games and coming up this weekend next on the Zach Gelb Show.